sound. I forgot to do that. We have sound now, though. See, I was going to say...
I had to. It was killing me.
Seriously.
The whole time, I'm sitting here like...
So thank you, Aaron, for letting us know that there's no sound. I seen that, and I was like, oh, crap.
Well, you just get to look at the pretty pictures.
Yeah, they're pretty pictures, even with no sound. But seriously.
I have to. It's like an addiction. What is that? ASMR or something like that?
All right. So those of you that watched the show last week know that we kind of just like jumped into our live show because we were out in the boonies.
We were definitely boondocking it.
We were boondocking it in our new camper. And it was fun. We had fun last weekend. And we didn't vlog anything. You know, the reason why we didn't vlog anything is because we're going to be vlogging this coming week when we go to Ormond Beach / Daytona Beach.
We were still trying to like work out some of the kinks and like certain things. Like we couldn't get the oven to turn on.
Yeah. There's a trick to turning on the oven, apparently.
There's a safety on it.
Yeah.
So it's like...
It works.
It works. But I had to call the guy, and he had to call the manufacturer.
Because he didn't even know.
And then he had to call me back. Yeah, because he didn't even know. So, am I stressed? No. But they're those little wrapper.
So, we're doing another live, officially a live with, all the fixins. Oh, the air conditioner just turned on. With all the fixins here in the new camper.
Yes. Okay, so first let's go up to the top of the box because... Oh, wait, mine's not touch screen.
No.
First in the box is Dewey Ski. Hi. Just Dewey it.
Just Dewey it.
Then we had Aaron Smith and then Larry from Plum Travelers. Okay, I'm almost done, guys. I'm really sorry, but it's like... Okay, look through it.
Now you have to pick that up.
Yeah, it's kind of like you have kids, right? Okay. Sorry. Okay, where am I at? So now we get to use our new GoPros. Yes, we will be able to.
Actually, we technically used it already. Well, you used yours. That on a vlog, the program that we need to put on the new computers so we can do our editing.
Huh? What?
Huh? What? Huh?
Hmm?
All right.
Okay, so why was I putting a bubble wrap?
Well,
can I have yours?
No.
Please?
I'm hiding mine because we don't want to run off the people. But the reason why we had that little bundle of joy of bubble wrap is because our good friend Anthony Simone sent us some shot glasses.
They're really cool.
They're really cool. Says all aboard with Anthony. There you go.
There we go.
Awesome. So thank you, Anthony. Definitely appreciate it, and they will get used this coming week.
Yes, we are actually in our camper right now, so they are staying in our camper, so we can use them this week. And definitely have to.
I feel like Blaine now.
Oh yeah.
Blaine does it in his RV all the time.
But we are collecting. Oh, I've always collected shot glasses. I have quite a collection of them. So I'm gonna the creator ones on my mirror in my bar, so that way they're kind of up and displayed. Because we've got one from Honey, right? No.
It's from Dewey.
Well, that's right. It was Dewey. Sorry, Dewey.
Our special guest.
But didn't we get another one?
No, I don't think so. Nobody likes us.
I'm pretty sure we do. I don't know.
I don't think so. Although I do want to make some more ones.
Yes. I will have to look. I'm pretty sure.
Dwight, you need to get yours. Yeah, I know. I need to get some more shot glass going. I haven't got around to it. But before we get on with our special guest, who is waiting backstage
Very patiently.
very patiently, I was going to say this last week, but we had the whole, boondocking camper thing last week, so it kind of went over my head and totally forgot about it. But
Hey,
I did quit my job. Gave a 2-week notice 2 weeks ago, and today was my last day. So there's a reason for that, and that is you're very distracting with that.
I'm trying to get her attention.
Can you?
I called her name. She didn't answer me. She probably has headphones in, so if I throw something at her, it's a box. It's very light. But if I throw something at her, she might actually pay attention.
There.
Can you bring me like a napkin?
Okay.
Thanks.
So I got a new job offer.
Just there.
Basically doing what I was doing before this past job and being a supervisor. So very excited about it. It's been something that I've been wanting since we lived in Virginia. I've been doing, this career for 20 plus years and finally got the opportunity to become a supervisor. So yeah.
So congratulations.
I could not pass up the offer. So.
And we really like the company that he's just left.
Yeah, I really like the company I just left.
People are great.
People are great. The managers are nice. I was asked every day, did I change my mind? Even on my way out the door, are you sure you're not changing your mind? And then was offered a job to come back.
Yeah, I mean they're great people.
They're great people, but
it's like you can't not take up your dream.
Yeah, I couldn't pass up the job offer, and it was just something that I really was looking forward to, and finally got the opportunity to do it. So very excited about it. I start this Monday, obviously.
Kids in here
the next Monday.
We have kids in here too, so I have to make sure he's not.
Yeah.
Because he's not really paying attention. He's trying to put the ladder down. Careful, it's not all the way open. There's a ceiling there.
Who stuck me up here and won't let me down?
So yeah, thank you, Larry. I appreciate it. So why don't you run down the chat real quick, see if there's anything we need to go over, and then we'll bring in our guest.
Larry says he has a collection of the shot glasses. He has Honey, Dave and Brandy, and now he also has Midlife Crazy and Dewey. So once we actually get ours up and going, then we'll be able to do the same.
Anything else?
I don't know.
We're in a tight quarters here.
You're in my space.
We're actually sitting at the dinette, so it's kind of.
And my dinette's really cool.
Yeah, it's a U-shaped dinette.
U-shaped.
So.
Like a similar.
So okay. Perfect. All right, so let's bring in our guest, who's playing with a kitty. It looks like.
Angel in here.
No Garfield in here.
Hey everybody!
Hi.
How are you?
Congratulations on the new job.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
We can't have Angel in here because there's way too much leather in here, and it makes me sad because Angel's my baby. So, but I don't want my leather scratched out either. So, compromise.
Every time I go on a trip, Muffin gets more and more affectionate because I don't think she likes me going away.
Oh,
well, that's funny because Garfield, who I call Garfield,
it's Angel,
sleeps with Heather all the time, and we've been camping out in the camper in the backyard for the past week.
And all you do is you hear him crying at the back door, and it's a different cry than just like meow meow. He like goes mom, mom. So it like breaks my little heart because it's like, and then when I come in the morning, he's like follows me around. He has to be like all up on me. So yeah.
My nephew takes care of the animals in the house whenever I'm on the road somewhere traveling. And I swore when I got home the other day, both animals just kind of looked at me like, "You're not Uncle Will." I think they're starting to get me.
That's sad. Yeah, Dwight's his number 2 if I'm not home. Or like
Yeah.
if I'm out or busy or something like that.
Sometimes he'll stay in her chair that she sits in all the time. But if she's gone for a really long time, then he'll come to me.
Yeah.
I've noticed since I've got home, my suitcase is still laying on the other side of the bed because I haven't finished doing laundry and putting stuff back in it. And Muffin loves to lay in that suitcase. I think she's thinks if she lays there, I won't leave without her next time.
Aww. I love the name Muffin.
I just want to say hi to the Tyler show that just popped in here.
Hi, Tyler.
Hey, Tyler.
So, yeah, I love, we have.
And hi, Larry, too. I didn't mean to leave you out either.
We have 5 cats. I had to count. We have 5 cats. Well, we have 4. Our daughter has her own.
No, we have 5.
We have 5.
And then
Angel
hers is
Baby.
6.
Oh, yeah, Yo-Yo. I forgot about
Yo-Yo.
Yo-Yo. Okay, we have 5, and then she has one, so that's 6. So we have 6 cats. We have
I know.
3 dogs, a rabbit, a water turtle, 4 kois in the pond, and a betta fish. And a betta fish is on its own. We had 2 betas, but one.
It's not in the pond?
No. I think that's it. No. We got 4 chickens.
4 chickens.
Yeah.
We got a very own
You
farm.
can open up your own petting zoo now.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep. And Larry said you had a snake. But
I had a snake. I'll get another one soon. I like snakes.
I'm fine with 1 cat and 1 dog. That's enough for me.
Well, the funny thing is, like when we go camping, like we pull out tomorrow morning to go to Daytona, and our dogs love camping. Like Phoebe, the youngest dog, has never went camping before until last weekend, and I can't keep her out of the camper.
If she walks outside to go to the bathroom because the camper's in the backyard, she'll totally bypass using the bathroom and go straight to the camper door because she wants in. Like, yeah, she's so excited to go camping again. So, yep. We have a lot of animals.
Yeah.
But with our last camper, though, we actually used to take the cats with us.
On our long trips, yeah.
Yeah. But we didn't have any leather in there, so.
No, and it was an older camper, and we didn't really care for the things that were in it, but this one's brand new, and it's going to be catless.
How do you keep track of the cats when you're camping? Do they get out and roam and stay nearby?
My cats go outside? No. Especially Angel. Angel will go outside if I'm outside, but he won't leave, like, my chair. Like, I don't have to have him on a leash or anything. He'll come outside only if I'm outside sitting down. Either be in my lap or he'll be on the ground right next to me, but he won't move. And then he'll go back to the stairs because he wants to get back in. So, but the other cats go outside.
That's about the way Muffin is. She loves to look out if I leave the door open. Mm-hmm. But I think once since I've ever had her, she ever stepped outside, and that was just into the garage. And then all of a sudden she had this look of panic, like, where am I? Couldn't wait to turn around and dart back in the house.
Just want to say hello to Najuma.
Hi, Najuma.
Hey, Najuma.
Yeah. So yes, our cats, I think Bunny and Sam I Am.
Bunny's a cat.
Yeah. And Sam I Am have gotten out into the backyard.
They haven't figured out how to get out of the backyard because it's fenced in with a vinyl fence.
But if you open the back door, they'll come running back in.
Yeah.
So it's not like they want to go anywhere. They're kind of like they're kittens still. I mean, well, they're about a year now.
Yeah, they're cats now.
But they're still curious and young, so they're kind of like, oh, what's this? Oh, never mind. And
Bunny's a troublemaker.
He really is. Toyoyo, she's been outside like a couple times, and she'll run underneath like the trailer, like the pool, like the
just a utility trailer.
Yeah, like a little utility trailer. She'll run under that, but she used to be a stray cat. And then she's brought into the shelter, and we got her from the shelter. So she used to be outside, so it's not like it's a foreign thing to her. But
I had one cat that always loved to think she could go out until the first time she stood out. And then she just kind of had that panic look. It's like, I've been very lucky with all my indoor cats. If they ever get out, they panic because they don't know where they're at and what to do.
They know where they're safe at.
You know what was funny? When we first moved to Florida, so in Virginia, we didn't have no porches that, were screened in or anything like that. So they were just inside cats. They never went outside.
They looked out the window.
But here we had a front porch, or have a front porch. And now we have a screened in back porch. But when we first moved here, we just front porch. And we would leave the door open to get, air through the house. So we didn't have to use air conditioner all the time. At first, they were so afraid to go out on the front porch, even with the door open. It took 2 weeks before they started to venture outside.
They would literally.
At the time, it was only 3 cats at the time.
And they, yeah.
Hey, Sherry.
Hey, Sherry.
Hey, Sherry. And it was very much like they would kind of stand there, shake, yeah, not happening, and turn back around. Then it was like I kind of just put them out on the front porch, and then they ran back in, and then they were kind of like, oh, wait a second, I didn't die, so they were okay. Now they love the porches.
Yeah,
the last cat we had before Muffin, she loved to watch other animals out the windows. And the place I used to live a number of years back, when she was just a kitten, there were squirrels that would tease her all the time because they would just sit outside the window and look up at the window and kind of like, haha, you can't get me. And she started, instead of meowing, she started kind of clacking like the squirrels do. She made more of a squirrel sound than she did a meow.
Baby does that.
And it was so funny because she would just sit there in the window and watch them. And like if I left, the squirrels would dart away. And then as soon as I got in the car, they'd okay, it's clear again. And you'd see them run right back there and they'd look up like they were purposely taunting her all the time.
Well, I put a bird feeder out in the front yard for our cats to watch.
Oh, cruel.
Yeah, they like doing that. They love watching the birds. And the birds will sit there and just chirp extra loud. And like you said, kind of just tease them. I think they know. But the cats will sit there and watch them. And Baby does that clicking sound. Like,
yeah. How's it go?
No, I'm not doing it again. You missed it. Watch the replay. But yeah, she does that. So, okay. So tell us about you going live soon.
Well, this Just Dewey It that formed in our last trip to Cancun. Don Klein, who's he and his wife have Texans who travel, and he came up with that one day. I don't know where he came up with it, and it just kind of sat there, and we thought, oh, that's kind of cool, that's kind of neat, and it just dwelled there in my head all night long. And by the next day, I was just obsessed with it. It's like I really liked the sound of it. Yeah. So Anthony Plack, Nurse Nancy's husband, he and I had a heck of a brainstorm session in the pool that day, just talking about it. And he was talking about, how he envies my life and my philosophies and all that stuff. And I've been wanting to do a live, but I didn't want to do just another live that everybody else is doing. Mm-hmm. It's like that would be a waste of time. So we got to talking and started thinking, well, maybe instead of just talking about trips and stuff like that, if we kind of started talking about my philosophies and sharing that with people, maybe people would be interested instead of one-on-one talking. I could do it in live. So I'm kind of making a mix of my travel philosophies and my travel experiences and stuff, and hope to have little things in there, to kind of make it interesting. And as I get experience with it and learn how everything works and stuff, I'll probably come up with more ideas. But I've been doing a lot of reading lately where I've got a lot of material, I think, to make a number of shows with. So I figured, what the heck, I'll give it a try.
That's awesome. I loved philosophy in school. I love that intellectual stuff.
Hey,
So-
Lucy.
And it's funny because I'm not a real philosophical type person, but so many people, the way I changed my life after my wife died, and came up with what's now the me. They seem to love it and then like to hear about it and stuff. So I thought, well, okay, we'll just kind of mix all that together because basically, this just Dewey it. I mean, that's the. I'm having trouble. Hush. That's the way. How many people have watches that talk back at them all the time?
Oh, I have a story to tell you about that, but continue and just remind me. So go ahead.
But it just, that's the way I believe in doing things. It just, you don't find me saying no to much anymore. If somebody says, hey, you want to do this? If I say no, there's a very good reason behind it. I don't, that's why my travel schedule is so full. And that's why I seem to show up everywhere.
Right. So are you going to be
travel schedule?
Are you going to be on our group cruise?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I signed up for it as soon as you guys announced it.
Yep.
So that means that everybody else needs to do it because hey, if Dewey's doing it, you can do it too.
Just doing it.
Between you guys and the midlife crazy cruise, I'm going to be on that boat 3 times in 6 weeks.
Yeah, they go in what, September, right?
Yep.
And they're doing a back-to-back, so I'm on both of those. And
That's
then
awesome.
you guys is in October, so it's like I'll be very familiar with that ship by the time we get done with all those cruises.
Well, hey, you'll know it better than I'll be coming to you, be like, hey, where's this? Where's that?
Well,
so you'll know the ins and outs. You'll know the best place to eat and all that other stuff.
And you know what I like best about it is since I'll be on it so much, I can spend more time on board in the ports that maybe there's not enough for me to really want to go see anything and take advantage of some of the ship stuff that normally would be too crowded to do.
Right.
Exactly. That's smart.
And the great thing is you don't have to rush and do things right away because you're going to be back on the ship.
Exactly. So I've got plenty of opportunities to explore and to see what it's all about. So if I miss it on one cruise, there's others coming up.
Yes, that's so cool.
But I've had 20 trips canceled so far since the big virus hit. I've had 8 trips I have taken during the virus, and I've got 18 more in the schedule between now and January of 23. So,
wow.
So hopefully they'll start actually happening, and I'll start even having more fun. I can't believe as much as I've been doing already. It's hard to imagine. And I had a change in my work. I only work 1 day a week at a hotel just to kind of keep me busy when I'm not traveling. Yeah. And I got a new boss, and I thought, well, I'm going to lose this job, for sure. Who's going to want to keep somebody around 1 day a week who's gone half the month? He wants to keep me for some reason, so I'm going to have to work harder if I'm going to get fired from that one, I guess.
So Larry says, what deck are you on?
5th, I think.
We're on 4, right?
2?
We're on 2.
Let's see.
2 or 4.
I think we're on 4. Larry, are we on 4?
Right. Yours. Oh, I'm on 7 on yours.
Okay. I think we're on 4.
So what is your very next one?
Very next one is next month. I go on a Mississippi River cruise.
Cool.
And I think that one's going to happen because that's American Cruise Lines, which is an all-American ship, so it doesn't fall under these CDC rules. They're already sailing from Florida up to South Carolina with success. And we just got emails today that they're now requiring vaccines on this cruise, which is great for me. And I'm traveling with 2 other people, and it's great for one of them, but the other one is not going to be vaccinated in time for that cruise. So, and she has no desire to be vaccinated. So it's going to be real interesting to see what's going to happen now that they came up with that. So,
wow. So just want to say hi to
Bill and Lucy.
Also, said hi to Lucy.
Bill, I got to meet them this past weekend in Florida with the Degenerates trip on the Victory cruise.
I would have loved to get on that ship, but unfortunately, we were doing the whole boondock camping thing.
Yep.
Yeah, met a lot of really cool people that trip, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it looked like fun.
We are on deck 2. Thank you, Larry.
I thought it was deck 2. Jane Travels, what's going on, buddy?
Hello, John. And
Hey
Nancy.
guys, glad to see you here.
Okay, so let me tell you the story about the watch thing real quick, okay? Because your watch was talking to you. I teach first day in CPR, and one of the things we have to do is we have to make sure they shout, to make sure people hear them. So I tell them yell, help, help, and then check the pulse and breathing, and then tell someone, call 911, give me an AED. So I had this guy, and he was pretty loud, and we were trying to get his girlfriend to be really loud, but she was very soft spoken. And so he's like, I said, okay, set the bar pretty high. So he's like, all right, cool. So he got really loud. Well, when he yelled, help, help, his watch was like, calling 911 for you. And he's like, no.
Yeah, that's the watches are nice with all the features they have, but sometimes they can get carried away too.
Yes. So we all had a laugh about it. It was funny, but I'm like, okay, don't get that loud, but almost get that loud. So the whole joke throughout the whole time was, okay, you want to be an octave below watch calling 911. So,
I don't know how many times we get a customer at the hotel come up to the desk, and I usually am sitting in the back behind watching YouTube. It's like nothing like watching YouTube while you're working. And so when I get up, I guess the way I get up, it hits the button just right. So about time I get up there and I say, hey, good morning, how can I help you? And then she'll speak up for it, and then we'll both get a good laugh out of it. It's like,
yeah, I love the mind of their own type thing. So Alexa will start to listen to us every so often, just randomly.
You'll see the little blue light turn on every once in a while.
Oh, I love that when people, speak her name and then give a command just to set everybody's off or something on a show. And
yes, I remember when we were watching Visa's Travel, I think, and he did it really loud, and 2 of our devices did it at the same time. But I think I did it to him too when I was talking to him in like a private video chat or whatever. And I think it was like everybody maybe I was making an announcement that's what it was. I was making an announcement for my kids, and it made the announcement throughout his house because of his device sitting right there.
Yeah, Anthony likes to do that a lot of times at the end of his lives. All of a sudden he'll give a command for it to play Disney, and then here you're trying to get off the chat and get all your devices to shut off, and it's like, thanks a lot, just the way I wanted it in my
like Alexa, play Baby Shark.
Alexa, cancel.
Alexa, stop.
I hope I didn't say
Utter in time. My Alexa's sitting right here, so
it's funny.
It's really funny because that one you have to shout for it to work.
Yeah, and then when you not so loud on it, it hears you. I don't get it.
Yeah, you can whisper and it can hear you, but when you really want it to listen, she ignores you. It's like, my wife may have passed away, but I still got a woman to argue with, it seems. So. Sorry about that.
You all
right? Down the wrong pipe. That was funny. That was funny.
Are you gonna be all right?
Sometimes okay. I get quite upset with her, and I'll tell her off in no uncertain terms. And
that was funny. Okay.
All right. Since we're talking about our trip and our group cruise, why don't we do a little promo for it real quick?
There you go.
All right. Hold on. Get one.
And what I like the best about your cruise is I haven't been to any of those ports yet.
Neither have I, or neither have we.
Neither have we.
So somewhere between now and then I may hit some of them, but there'll still be some I haven't been to by time yours comes.
Well, at least if there's one, then that's even better. But, you know, the fact that you're going to be on our group cruise, our very first group cruise, will be even more awesome.
Well, I love getting, it's funny because I got used to being a solo traveler, but I love also these group cruises because I love getting a chance to meet so many people.
Yeah.
And so it's, I try to mix and match my trips so that I still have some of, my time trips, but then I still try to sign up for as many different group events as I can too. So I just signed up today for a couple of different trips coming up for Thanksgiving this year on a cruise, and then a trip to Germany next year.
So our next cruise is the Lolita Loca Halloween cruise on the Mardi Gras, if it goes.
I'll be on that one.
Oh, will you really?
Yep. Yeah. So far for this year, I've got the Mississippi River next month. And then a group of us are going to the Dominican Republic in May.
Cool.
I've got hopefully I have an Alaska cruise happening in July that leaves from Seattle. That has
how
not.
How are they planning on doing that if they can't go to Canada? Because Canada
They're trying to get the government to amend or add a law that will allow them to skip Canada for that Jones Act bit and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they haven't canceled that trip yet.
Okay.
Because they're really hopeful that something will happen in time for that. And then in August, I'm going on Holland America so far is my favorite cruise line, but I've only been on 2 different cruise lines, so I have a bunch more to explore yet. But they have their brand new ship coming out in August, so there's a 21-day maiden voyage on that I'm going on in Europe from Trieste, Italy, all the way around to Amsterdam. So that should be fun. And then September was supposed to go to Alaska with EECC trip, but then it did take off from Canada, so it got canceled. But the Sharon at Sea Mardi Gras that was supposed to happen in May got rescheduled for September. So now I get to stay on that one. So that worked out really well. And then October, I'll be on the Lolita with the Mardi Gras again. And then in November, I'm going to...
So again, Dewey will be able to help us out on knowing where everything is on the Mardi Gras.
There you go. And then on the November, I'll be on the Edge for Thanksgiving. And then,
cool.
Pardon?
I said the Edge looks cool.
I'm looking forward to that. I've been wanting to try Celebrity because I think it's the kind of ship that I would like. So I met a couple last weekend that was staying near my hotel where I stayed, and we got to know each other and talk a lot, and they travel a lot on Celebrity. So they notified me this week about that trip for Thanksgiving, and I thought that sounds good to me. So I got signed up for it. And then
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I just want to say one of the cruise lines that I've been wanting to try but haven't got around to it is Norwegian.
Yeah. That one I'll be on next summer for with the Sharon at Sea trip to Iceland and Norway and Scotland. So that should be a lot of fun. And then in December this year, I'm going to be on Royal for the first time with Josh Holcomb. He's got a cruise. And then New Year's, I'm going to be hopefully in Australia and New Zealand on Azamara. If they open up in time by then, but we'll see what happens. And if not, then I'll probably be on Sharon at Sea's got a New Year's cruise. I've tentatively signed up on that one as my backup in case Australia doesn't cooperate.
Well, as far as I know they have an airlines right now that is doing an international. It's open for international travel. So that's a positive.
Well, I've been hearing rumor that they're expected to be opened up again by August. So we'll see what happens.
What I'm thinking, yeah.
But Australia has been so flaky that they're almost as bad as Canada. They get 5 cases and they lock down the entire country.
Yeah.
This is true.
So we'll have to see what happens, and hopefully there'll be enough people vaccinated by then that it starts to kind of settle down and slow down.
Yeah.
But if it's not, maybe they'll lift and shift it again yet a third time. So
unfortunately, they're not getting as vaccinated as quickly as we are.
Yeah.
Nobody is actually.
Same way with Canada. They kind of want to try to rush things along because they want to be opened up just as much as we want them to be opened up. So everybody keeps hoping that eventually things will get somewhat back to normal, but we'll just have to wait and see. And now, with so many cruise lines requiring vaccinations in order to sail, it's going to get more important than ever. And
I wonder how many cruisers are really going to get vaccinated just to get back on a cruise.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of us that do, but then there's going to be quite a few that still have, for personal reasons, they don't want to be
majority. I think the majority will, but you're still going to have it. I would say at least 30 to 40% that are going to be like they're not going to get vaccinated at all.
Well, especially some of these early cruises coming up, a lot of people they don't qualify to get it yet. Yeah. And just like the cruise I got next month, they just announced today that that's a requirement. Well, that's not enough time for a lot of people to, if they're not already vaccinated for it, to be able to get vaccinated, even if they want to.
Yeah, I think Florida is supposed to open up for 18 and over in April 5th, I think.
Yeah,
we open up April 12th for 16 and over, so.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I kept calling the health department saying, hey, I've got a lot of trips coming up. Some are going to require, how can I get on the list? And all they kept telling me, you just got to wait. So I kept waiting and finally got one scheduled. And now it's like the day after I got them scheduled, suddenly there's open clinics everywhere for it. And it's
of course.
Where were you?
Yeah. That's how it works.
So of all the places you have booked, which one are you most looking forward to doing?
Right now, my Australia one is high on my list because I have a friend in Adelaide, and I'm going to go there before New Year's. I'm hoping that we can all go to Sydney and watch the fireworks from Sydney.
I heard that's one of the best things.
Because the cruise itself doesn't leave till January 4th from Melbourne. And then we go to Sydney, so I won't be there on the cruise for us. So I'm hoping that while I'm there,
you'll have to get with Sean and Alana from the Downunder Cruisers because they live in Melbourne.
And that's what I'm hoping is that if we go to Sydney, then on our way back, I'll drop off in Melbourne for a couple of days before the cruise and visit with them, and then my friends can go back home to Adelaide. So that's kind of what my dream is. I haven't told them about it yet, but we'll see what happens. But
just want to say hi to TJ from T&K Travels.
Hello.
Hey, glad to see you here.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Larry says I get mine until May. I get my second tomorrow. Kayla gets her. Okay, so TJ says he gets his second one tomorrow, and Kayla gets her second one on Wednesday. And Larry says he doesn't get his until May. That's what. Okay.
I think I get my second one on the 14th of April, which is good because it gives me a whole week to recover from side effects if I have any before I go on the next trip.
Yeah, true.
When I got my first I just got the first shot Thursday, and then I took off Friday to go to Florida, and I was just praying I didn't have any problems with it. And I didn't. So
yeah, y'all should have looked us up when you were here because we're not too far from Orlando. So
well, it's funny now that I'm back, I found so many people that are there that I could have looked up. In Loudon Zingano arrived the night that I had to stay an extra night because my flight got canceled. She arrived late that night, and I took off early the next morning. So we
wow, literally just missed her.
Yeah, next time you're in Florida, you should let us know.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people in Florida I need to catch up with that I
Yeah.
haven't gotten to meet yet. So
Absolutely.
Well,
But the good thing is, if the Lolita Loca cruise goes, well, then we'll be seeing each other then.
yeah. And a lot of these trips, if they keep canceling, then I keep finding ways to do something anyway. So there are always good excuses to go places. So
There you go.
I
if
mean,
any more cruises,
this side of Florida is a really nice place to visit.
And the funny thing is, this is why we got this camper, because we want to be able to go places.
Yeah.
And we love camping.
And camping is something that we did, and then we moved to Florida and had to get rid of the camper that we had because it just wasn't road. There's no way it would have made it from Virginia to here.
Yeah. Well, that's why during all of this virus issue, I took a road trip to Branson, which is about 8 hours from where I live. And I took the train trip all around the country and had a blast with that. Went to Vegas, went to Cancun twice now, went to California a couple times. And now Florida. So the virus isn't stopping me from traveling and doing anything. It's like long as I
find a different way of doing it.
Yeah. And I want to try to organize a Route 66 trip for probably sometime in 2023 because my calendar is just too full for the next couple of years with cruises. But I'd like to try to organize something all the way from Chicago to California and back so that it'd be set up the kind of thing where people who don't want to do the whole trip can hop on in segments and stuff. Like if they only have a week, they want to do it, they can join us at wherever, and I'll try to make some kind of a schedule, and so people can kind of hop off and on the whole tour depending on where they're at and what's convenient. The people in California, they don't have to come all the way out to Chicago to start. They can just do a couple states if that's what's convenient, and people out here in the Midwest can go as far as they want. And so I think it'd be a lot of fun. A lot of people seem to like the idea. So
I love that idea.
So and there's so many resources out there to try to plan something like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm a planner and organizer anyway, so I think I'll have fun trying to put something like that together.
That would be really cool. You have to let us know. Larry says we have a hotel room. We do.
Yeah, it's a hotel on wheels.
Listen.
There you go.
Listen, if you ever wanted to come and stay, we've got the camper you can stay in. We've got a spare room you can stay in. We have the Oasis room. Our spare room's our studio. And then we have the Oasis room, which is like a room on the porch area. It's really nice. Or like our room, because we would probably sleep in one of the other ones. So, I mean, there's plenty of space. Just saying.
Well, if they keep canceling cruises, you might see me come across the state sometime because there's so many people and things to do that's kind of thing that I'm not going to let canceled cruises stop me from doing things. So
exactly,
absolutely.
So, and the camper sleeps up to 10. So,
well, there you go. Got room for more.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, so yeah, I want to go to Australia really bad. I want to plan like a group travel thing. I know Eric B and I had talked about it briefly in like 2025. I think that'd be really, really cool to do. So
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be an awesome trip, and just getting I've never been anywhere basically out of the country other than to go to Mexico and the cruise when I took the Panama Canal. That's the farthest I've been so far. And so my horizons are quickly broadening with all the trips coming up. Mm-hmm. And, by time I get to Australia, it's just another continent to knock off on my, like I always say, my bucket list quickly grew into a dumpster list because the bucket wasn't big enough to hold everything anymore.
That's so cool. Yeah, I definitely want to do that. And Larry's saying 24, but maybe 25. I'm gonna do 25. I I know you were just talking to him about, but he told me when he goes, yeah, you should probably get with Larry because I know he was just talking about that too. And I was like, yeah, but that's when Eric and I were talking about it. I just think it'd be really cool not to do like a cruise there, but like definitely just
my thing is
go there.
I go to Australia, I don't want to do a cruise. I want to visit Australia.
Yeah, I want to go see fireworks in Sydney. I think that would be really cool. I want to see parts of Australia.
There's so much to see there that I would love to go, back there again sometime, and I probably will once I, get this trip out of the way, just because there's so much more to see there. And one of my ultimate trips that I really want to do is like go to the Maldives or the South Pacific, either of those two, because they're always such cool places, and that's all relatively close. So, I like to combine trips and stuff. So you never know when I may show up somewhere.
So we'll have you booked on our 2025 group travel to Australia.
Probably. The only thing I've got after the vlogger cruise in 23, I'm working on probably a world cruise in 24 because I'll turn 65 that year, so that's going to be my birthday present to myself.
Awesome.
And so that I'm kind of course, the 22 and 23 world cruises are full already. That's how quickly they fill up. So I'm trying to do as much research now. So when like the 24 ones will hit the cruise lines about August of this year. So hopefully by August, I'll know which cruise line I want to go on so I can get booked up before they sell out.
That would be an awesome cruise to do. Like, I would totally be okay with that.
You're gone for 3 or 4 months depending on the cruise you take, that sounds like fun for me. And of course, my animals by then they may forget who I am.
They'll be like, "Daddy, who?"
Be like,
yeah. They'll just
they might really like Uncle Will at that point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they'll give up on me by then, that's for sure. But but there's so much you have to get organized for something like that, because you got to be able to take care of things that back home while you're gone. Yep. And fortunately,
especially with the animals and
and fortunately, like my bills and stuff like that, most of them are auto paid and online and everything anyway. So even when I'm gone, I can take care of things as long as I remember to do them. And so there's very little that I don't already have set up in a way that I can take care of while I'm gone, unless something unexpected crops up. And of course, I won't be here to do it. But that's when you have people to take care of things for you when you're gone.
Yep.
Yeah. Luckily, I have my parents right down the street, so they're able to take care of the cats when we're gone, and the chickens and the rabbit.
That works out well.
Yeah.
Because we take care of her cats and dogs. Actually,
she's got more cats than we do.
Yeah, she's got
9 cats.
She's almost a crazy cat lady.
Oh my goodness.
She's got 8 indoor. One of them's an indoor outdoor. She's got 8 of those, but she's got one that she's feeding outside that comes around for food. So that's her outdoor cat. So technically 9. She's got a chinchilla. She's got dogs, and
the chinchilla used to be yours.
Yeah, that thing didn't like me, but loves her. I couldn't even get near the cage before he was either trying to bite me through the cage. Sorry. Bite me through the cage or try to pee on me, because that's their defense mechanism. But she would come in, he would go to the cage and start rubbing against the cage and everything. She'd stick her hand in there and pet him, and I'm like, seriously? But I rescued him from where he was. So, but he loves her, so it's like whatever. But
at least he's got a good home. So
yes, he does. He still doesn't like me, but
Larry, the Downunder Cruisers are not on tonight, so
yeah, we're taking over their hour. they've worked really hard, especially this whole month. I mean, they haven't had any time to just stop, breathe. So he actually had work today, but it got rescheduled, and he didn't have any extracurricular activities to do. So he's just sleeping. So it's much needed. He definitely needed some sleep, some rest. He needs some downtime.
What's he doing?
Sleeping. Sleeping, hopefully. He better be.
It's like 11:54. No, 12:54.
Yeah.
12.
I just saw where TJ wanted to go to Europe in 22. That I'm going in May of 22 to Germany. There's going to be a river cruise involved somewhere along the line, but there's also something. They got like every 10 years they put on this passion play in this little town up in the mountains, and so we're going to go to that first before the cruise, and then do one of the river cruises there in Europe.
So I've been to England, well, London really. Been to Scotland and Ireland. I loved those places. Loved it. She's not been. This was BH before Heather. But I loved it, and I know she would like it. And it's usually a place that, like Ireland and Scotland, you can do in a 2-week period. We did it in 2 weeks. We traveled both countries, or both, whatever. And it's good enough for one trip, but she's never been, so I'd go again.
I totally want to go. I think Scotland would be amazing.
That's what I'm looking forward to, the cruise next summer, where we go to Scotland, Iceland, and Norway, because one of the ports we're stopping at in Iceland, I actually know somebody who lives there.
Oh, no.
That is so awesome.
So it's like, as soon as I signed up for that one, I emailed him and said, "Hey, what are you doing in the summer of 22?" So it's
okay, so I have to ask, do you collect things along the way?
I do not.
Why?
Mainly because I got so much junk already. And, it's like I've never been a big souvenir type thing. The memories and stuff are what I'm after. And so I do not pick up much for me. And if I do pick up something, it's usually jewelry or something, because I love jewelry. And when I was married, it was great because I could buy for my wife. She wasn't a big fan of jewelry, but I told her, well, I am, so you're going to have to wear it so I can look at it. But now that she's not around, the only person I can buy for is me. Well, there's only so much you can buy for a guy, so my jewelry shopping has been kind of curtailed a lot. But you got to kind of keep me out of jewelry stores. I can tend to get carried away sometimes.
So I'm not too big on jewelry, but I collect spoons. Those little souvenir spoons, and people will collect them. Like his mom brings them from different places she's gone to, things like that. Like, so I can I can get like a Florida one, but if I go to Disney World, I get a Disney World one. So it's like not just like states or places; it's like certain things that were important there.
Right.
Like the Natural Bridge, which is in Virginia. We got the Disney World one, like Hershey Park one, right? I think your mom bought that one from. She had the kids there, something like that.
Because we didn't go. I've been to Hershey Park,
but like certain things like that, they've collected things like that for me. So I do have a Germany one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
See, now that's all the more reason you need to go to some of those places so you can get them yourself.
Right.
And we also have a real Germany cuckoo clock.
Yes, we do. I love that thing. It needs to be like what we weight or something like that.
I think the weight's are fine, but I think the little thing, the water wheel that's supposed to churn water. The little rubber band or whatever that's inside, I guess, dry rotted. So now it doesn't spin.
Yeah.
So I got to find somebody that knows how to work on them.
Like out on actual cuckoo clocks. Because most of the places we have contacted, they work on like clocks or order clocks,
I don't want
like,
just some clocksmith. I
Yeah.
want somebody that knows what they're doing with a German clock.
Yeah.
Check
So-
with Darian. If there's anybody around, I bet he would have contacts.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
It's like,
I didn't think
when
about
it
that.
comes to Germany, it's like he's got know-all, and he can make connections probably with anybody. So
That's
he'd
true.
be a good place to start.
I didn't even hear about that. Okay, heading out to make dinner. Good night, all. Thanks, Larry, for coming out,
Yep.
and we will talk later. So, yep.
Bye, Larry. Thanks for coming by.
So yeah, we do have that. That was actually one of I love our cuckoo clock. Your parents have one.
Mm-hmm. They got the big one.
Yeah. I don't even remember.
Ours is big too, but it's got.
We'll have to pull it out on one of our lives and show you guys. Like it's in the top of the closet.
Yeah, I think it's sitting in the
hallway.
closet.
No,
I love
know
the
where it
ones
is.
that have all kinds of intricate things happening in them.
Yeah.
I think those are so neat.
I love it's just really weird, but I love collecting from places like Cancun, with the Cozumel and like the Bahamas, those like dolls that they make, like the handmade dolls.
Uh-huh.
I collect those
like
too.
voodoo dolls.
They do, but I have a thing for dolls because I make them, so it's kind of like, I don't know. I think they're really cool to have like a handmade doll. Like I would love to have.
Since you make them, you appreciate the workmanship that goes into them, so then they become more valuable for you.
Yes, I would love to have like a doll from Germany, and maybe like Ireland or Scotland, because I've seen like different pictures of like handmade dolls out there, and I think they're just. And Russia makes them really cute too. So
one thing I have kind of started collecting, but it's not so much for me, is anytime I go somewhere where they got a different currency, I try to keep some of their currency, because I've got a grand nephew who loves foreign money. And so anytime I'd have, an odd coin or something like that, I would, save it for him. So now that I'm traveling and we'll get a chance to pick up all kinds of things, I'll try to pick up as many samples of foreign currencies as I can. So every time I see him, I'll say, guess what I got for you?
That's awesome. He does that. He has a whole collection of them. I've got one from Cozumel. I paid the guy, I asked him if I can see one of like his money from like his wallet. And because I was trying to see, like, show the kids, because I homeschool them, so I was trying to show them like the differences and stuff. And so he pulled one out, and I'm like, what is like this equivalent to in like American money? He goes like maybe $1 or $2, something like that. And I was like, can I give you $5 for it? And he's like, yes. Because it meant that much more to me. So like, and I knew he could use it too. So yeah.
Well,
so
and what amazes me too is like when you go to places like Cancun, $2, $5, $20 tip. I mean, they feel like they're rich.
Yeah.
Based on how much buying power it has for them compared to what we buy for it. You go down there and you get we pay $5 or $6 for a can of Coke or something anymore. In the States, they can get it for like 50 cents or something.
That is so true. So true. So I mean, but it's also what part you're in and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's the same. But then it's like sometimes like, this is what my fear is like, I'm gonna go to a country and our money isn't like valuable enough for them, and so then we're gonna be like screwed, because they're gonna be like, no, we don't want that. Because I mean, it's American money.
That's like going to England. You ain't using American money there. You have to get it transferred.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
See, like I would have known that. I would have just gone. I would have been screwed.
Well, that's one of the things I'm kind of looking forward to as I start traveling Europe and all these places and stuff, because traveling here near the United States, we're so spoiled and pampered. because everybody caters to us so much. But once you get over there, it's like, okay, there's going to be a whole different set of rules. You got to kind of judge things by and do things. And so it's going to be a kind of a culture shock, and as well as a learning process for me too.
And what that's a good thing to remember is there's laws in other countries, so you've got to be very conscious about what you can and can't do. You know, because something as simple as,
well, you don't want to end up in a Mexican prison.
No. No. I think Mexico's like one of those ones like I'm most scared of. Then probably like Jamaica.
Well, I would
weekend RVing. Hello.
I would be scared. I got stuck in a foreign prison somewhere for something that I thought was stupid, but was a breaking a law there or something. I would know what to do. Hell, I couldn't handle being in jail in my own country. I'd hate to imagine being in a foreign country.
Right.
Weekend RVing. If you can message me later, I need to reach out to you. I keep meaning to, and then I forget, and that's just me. We are actually in an RV right now. We're camping tomorrow.
We've been camping in the backyard for the past week.
We have, and then we boondocked last week.
Boondocked last weekend, and then we're going to Ormond Beach / Daytona Beach tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Get there
after
by
karate.
Tomorrow. Yeah, you got to go to Hiya.
I got to go to Hiya first.
I love to drive, so I've often thought that I would be great to get in an RV of some sort and just travel the country. My wife and I both thought we would do that in our older years, and unfortunately she didn't make it. But it's like,
she's always with you.
Pardon?
She's always with you.
Oh yeah, and I when the first time I ever went traveling without her, I felt kind of guilty and stuff, but I ended up having so much fun, and it was kind of the selfish part of me really enjoyed it because finally I didn't have to pay attention to anybody else except me. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to keep an eye on anybody, make sure that everything was okay. It's like I could do what I wanted when I wanted, didn't have to check in.
You could just focus on you.
Yeah. And I realized there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I let loose a monster.
Happy, so yeah. She'd want you to be happy, and so I mean you are, and so you
the whole time when she was sick before she died, she kept apologizing for all the things that we didn't do. And even before she got sick, she'd often say, well, I don't know why you don't leave me, because I'm holding you back. You could be doing so much and all that. And it's like, don't talk like that, woman. It's like, but so knowing that she felt that way then, I know she's got to be up there being one of my biggest cheerleaders now. Because I bet
she's smiling from year to year.
Yeah. And she would be so happy for me. And that's kind of how I rationale everything I do. I mean, fortunately, my family is supportive of me traveling. A lot of my friends are jealous as all get out, but and it's like, hey, that's me now. So it's like, this is what you get. So
they can all live vicariously through you. So,
oh yeah. And they do. They do. That's why I have my Facebook page, and eventually I'll develop the skills I need to start releasing some video stuff, because I haven't done a lot. I've got a lot of material, but I haven't learned to do
I'll have to get with you and tell you like the most easiest program to use. And it's
which one? The one that we lost?
Yeah, that one. But it really is one of the best programs. We even we turned TJ onto it, and TJ ended up getting it. It's that, was it Coral Studios? Something like that. I'll have to show it to you. Huh. I'll show you a picture.
I hope she does show it to you.
But
I've been trying to learn the Adobe Premiere, and
the Adobe. It's either you know how to use that one or you don't. This one is very easy to learn.
Adobe is very high advanced type of.
That's what I'm saying. You either know or you don't, and there's no real like trying to figure. It's a lot harder to just figure it out. But this one is so easy. It's so self-explanatory. You literally just drop, like upload and drag, shorten it or lengthen it. You can mute each section. Add stickers where you want, add music where you want. The tracks are already set up for you. It is so easy. And it look great.
That's the way Adobe Premiere looks like, but boy, I'm always running into snags where things just don't work the way I want them to.
And then you can just hit the share to YouTube and it puts it on your channel for you.
Oh, nice.
It's that easy.
It sure beats having to try to figure out what kind of codecs to use and all that stuff, and especially when you don't know what the hell any of them are.
Yeah, no, this is, I mean, we were able to pop out videos like that, and now our videos are a little more because like you use it more, so you can figure out more things that you want to do with it. But it's very user friendly to start. As you learn, like you'll learn new tricks, new things that you like, new things you don't like, either transitions, things like that. But it's literally as easy as you take and you drag it. You take and drag, different things. You can the titles, you can make different titles. And it's literally you just kind of click on it, type in what you're going to put in, then you drag it down to the spot.
Well, the only video I've managed to crank out so far was the Santa video that I did, or for Christmas time. And most of my other videos on things have been either shorts or like the Panama Canal. Most of that I created while I was on the cruise, and it's basically just a slideshow to music. So, they were very simple things.
This one is, I literally put it into the computer, and within, I'd say maybe like 30 minutes, I had our first video up. I mean, it wasn't the greatest video, but it worked,
I mean, you got a green screen behind you. I mean, I'm sure you can figure something.
Well, I'm getting better, like graphics and stuff like that. I can do things, and but it's just once I get the knack of that, how to put together videos, I think I'll start cranking out a ton of stuff because I got so much material. But it's just getting that skill down where I can confidently do it and make something actually turn out worth looking at.
Yeah, and see that's where it's like, okay, like you can hold on.
And I've got enough trips coming up that'll be everything I've done so far, everybody else has done as well. So it's not like I have anything unique that anybody's racing to see, even if I put it out.
In the same sense, though, it's us looking at it in your perspective, the way you view the things, because those are going to be different things that you capture. So yeah, there might be, like when we go on Horizon, there might be 50, 60 people filming the same thing, but Larry's video is going to be different than our video, which is going to be different from your video, which is going to be different from Sean and Lana's video. So
look at that vloggers cruise. As many people are going to be on that. I mean, that's going to be one of the most vlogged about cruise, I think, in history by the time that trip gets done.
Yeah. So it's called Coral Video Studio Ultimate. And then there's a 2020 version, which is the one I just did. So this is the 2020 version.
Coral Video Studio.
Yes.
Is that Coral or Corel?
I think it's Corel. Corel.
Okay.
I live in Cape Coral, so I just say Coral. I just hold on, let me send this to you real quick. There you go. I sent you the screenshot, but I can actually send you the link to it.
Is it a costly program, or is it?
It's like, I think they have it for like $40-something right now.
That's the problem with so many of them. You can't just buy them anymore. They want you to subscribe to them.
Yeah, see, I won't do any of those.
Yeah, you don't have to subscribe to it. You can literally just buy this one and use it for however long you want to use it for. When you decide,
I don't mind buying software, but I don't like those subscribe ones because to me that's like they're just ripping you off repeatedly.
Yep.
Yeah, no, this is
I'd rather just buy it once and be done with it.
Exactly.
There's that one. That was me.
because I believe in supporting people's work, so I don't mind buying software. But
yeah, so this one, it's the one I sent you is the video and movie editing software, slideshow maker, screen recorder, and DVD burner. So this will help you with like your intros, like our intros, both of them. The way it's set up is actually we used the slideshow maker and then we imported it into the video maker. So that's we can do that with like all of our intros for like all of our videos that we put on. We also use that same one for our lives, which is what you see when we first start. So
I'll have to check it out then, because if I find something that's easy to use, then I can start cranking out a bunch.
It is so easy. This is 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the one we have, which is the same thing except for it's just the version before, and it's the Corel Video Studio, which is 2019. But it's the same thing. It's just you'll have the updated version.
Cool, thank you. It's just like all these people that have like their stores. I like being able to buy stuff from people's stores to support them, or if they have Patreons. I like to I've got a Patreon, but I'm not going to use it to support me. I'm going to use it to kind of in a weird way. People that if they ever sign up for my Patreon, it's going to be like investing in a cruise. For every dollar somebody spends on Patreon, it's like a chance to get in on the cruise drawing. And as more people sign up for it, then they'll have a say in what cruise we're saving up for. And then after enough money has gotten put into the system for the cruise, then we'll have like a random drawing, and you get it like for every dollar you put in, you get a chance, and people will win cruises, and that is kind of my way of thanking them for supporting my channel. So
that's awesome.
I thought it'd be kind of something new and unique, because I don't need people's money to send me on trips. Obviously, I'm doing enough of that on my own. So I figured that'd be the best way to kind of thank people for supporting my channel and stuff once I get stuff they can come see.
That's awesome.
I think it'll be fun.
We have our Teespring store, but we don't have Patreon. I don't even really. I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never really. I guess.
Lindy Lou, that's a new one.
Hi, Lindy Lou.
Hey,
I don't really know much about Patreon. I've heard about it, but we have Teespring. I want to start making these shot glasses. We got
to get a shot.
Well, see, that's one of the bad things to me. I've made a lot of stuff. I've got this shirt, but this was actually a Teespring item. But I've got things with so many other companies too, like order my shot glasses from one company, and I.
Who do you use for your shot glasses?
Amsterdam Printing.
Okay. How much are? I mean, if you don't mind me asking, how much are yours?
I think it for 3 dozen of them, it was like $70, something like that. I can't remember just right off the hand, but. The bigger quantities you buy, the smaller the prices are per and stuff. But it seems like every time I get an idea, I want to make something, I always find it at a different place. So one of these days, I'll get a store put together with everything all in one spot.
Have them like at least like a Google Docs listed of them, Yeah,
even if it's stuff I have to buy and ship, at least people, because so many times people say, well, where can I get this? Where can I get that? And it's like, well, like my shot glasses, I just send out to anybody who wants them. If you haven't got one
of yours, I kind of like having the 2 thing. I don't have to share, so we'll have to get with you. Maybe I'll have to buy one for you.
I just got some new ones that are supposed to be coming in any day now. Matter of fact, UPS said they delivered it, but I didn't find it yet, so I don't know if it's lost somewhere or what. But besides the one with my logo right here, I also made one with the Just Dewey it on the same background, but not without the ship and all that stuff on it. So now I've got like a pair of shot glasses that'll fit my channel and all. That's so awesome. once those come in, then I'll have to start sending those out.
Well, put me on the list because we'll get one from you.
Well, Lindy Lou, welcome in. She said Alana is done. She's a moderator over there.
So duty called. That's good.
I'm
CA
glad
Cruiser.
to see you here. Thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you for coming and thank
Yes,
you for
thank you.
supporting us. CA Cruiser. Hello, Dewey and us more.
Hey, welcome.
Our Downunder Cruisers busy tonight getting ready for Passover. No, they are. I've got to do that. They are sleeping
Hey, Casey.
or resting.
Casey,
I know that's distracting.
can you turn that down, please? Yes, thank you.
His electronics. They're sleeping or resting, hopefully. They had a really busy work week, work month. So he had a course scheduled for today. They rescheduled it.
He was voluntold to take the night off.
Yeah, he was. Lana said, you're taking it off. So he was like, yes, ma'am. And he knows his place tonight.
I gotta have a break once in a while. So
That's what I said. You know, he definitely needed it. So yes.
well, it's just like Sharon at Sea. They try so hard to never miss any of their shows. And it's like every once in a while, people will forgive you if you're busy traveling and stuff, you know. So
Yeah.
it's okay. You got to look out for yourself sometimes.
Absolutely. And like we try to come on every Friday. And the schedules just weren't working out for our Tuesday show, and then we tried Wednesday, that wasn't working out, and so we just said we're just going to back it back down to just Fridays. That way it's not so much pressure on us. And even next week, we're still going to, shoot for the live show next week, on location,
If we make it, we make it. And if we don't, well, we don't, You'll just have to watch the vlogs and figure out why we didn't. So
It's not the end of the world, though. They'll keep coming back the next week. So
absolutely.
hope so. No. No,
Well,
we have great people that stick around with us.
that's the one thing about the travel community. They're very loyal and devoted. So
Yes.
you don't have to worry too much about that.
Yeah, and we have Weekend RVing who pops in, and we have some other RVing people that pop in. I really want to expand more into that because we are so big into not just cruising but just traveling. I mean, if you go look at our channel is literally us and more.
We were in Disney last year.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't go to Disney, but we were in the Disney area.
We did Six Flags. So we do
wasn't Six Flags.
Busch Gardens. So we do the amusement parks. We like camping.
Did Daytona Beach already?
Yes, we did Daytona Beach. We did the Wyndham resorts. So we have resorts in there.
Yeah. So it's all about traveling and family. That's what UsandMore was built upon.
Yeah, it's really for the family time. I mean, we even have challenges and stuff. I still have some challenges that the kids did that I haven't posted yet. We did this really cool pizza challenge where we had a bowl of things written on paper, and they had to pick a number, and that number was associated with a food item, and they had to make their pizza, and they had to add these food items on their pizza.
Oh wow.
Then we cooked it, and then they had to eat it. So it was so nasty.
It depends what you come up with for ingredients.
Yes, but I mean, it was things when we pulled them out, there was what was it? One was chocolate, and we told them you don't have to add everything, just enough. And
one of them was wasn't it a juice mix?
Yeah, it was fruit punch, a packet of fruit punch powder. And so we were Casey got it right. And he's like, yes, fruit punch, right? Sugar. And we were well, kind of sure it's easy. He just the whole thing. It was so gross.
Well, it's nice when you have a diversified list of things that you do because then you appeal to so many more people too. So
yeah. So we did marshmallows, we had chocolate, we had all that stuff on it. But see, we've also got different challenges.
Don't give it all away. Then there will be no reason to.
That is true. That is true. But they don't know who got what. Anyways, but we've also got, what is it, home things like he fixed the faucet, the shower.
I need to do the scooter one that I fixed.
Yeah. Did we even post the one for the shower?
Yeah.
I did the shower. I fixed the
no.
shower.
Yours? No. Mine, yes.
Gee, thanks. I fixed the shower. And so like we got like little DIYs. DIYs. Do it yourself. Yeah. So I mean there's just different things that we do. And it's just about making memories and with the kids. And we have we did like the chip challenge where it was like the spicy chips. We did.
Oh yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah, so like we have different little things that the kids will be like, oh, I want to try this. I'm like, okay, cool, bring out the camera, let's do it.
And you hit the nail on the head there where you said you're making memories with the kids, because that's the stuff that they're going to remember when they grow up, so that they become good parents to their kids and stuff, because they remember all these things that you've done with them. Because so many kids, they don't have that kind of a life. The parents just kind of, let them run free and do what they want, or they don't spend time with them, or they can't spend time with them, or whatever. So I'm a firm believer in making memories and not regrets. So
and that's why we try to travel too. We had when I was growing up, we had a camper, and we would go camping all the time. Even if it was just camping out in the front yard, we camped a lot. And that's what I'm trying to do with my kids, because I had so much fun doing it. Yeah. And now I want to share that with them.
And like with me growing up, it's like, so we didn't really get to do things. But I will say, like, there are a few memories I have where it was like we were camping. Very few and far between, but they were like memories that I look back on. I'm like, oh, that was really cool. Like I remember one time, we were in a tent and a huge storm came through. I mean, like we think like there was like some tornado or something that was not far, because like we heard like the sirens and stuff like that, but we were dead set, I guess, staying in the tent. Okay. So we had the Blazer parked on one side. We had another car parked on this side. We tied the tent down to like the trees and the to the cars and stuff like that. And we just bundled up and we're like, that's what we're doing.
It's like, I think that's why I like traveling so much, because my dad worked for the airlines when I was a kid.
Oh, what airline?
It started off Lake Central and then Allegheny and then US Air.
Okay.
And back when we were kids, it was just a little regional airline, and it didn't go any farther west than St. Louis, and I don't think it went any farther south than Tennessee, and just kind of up in this corner of the country. And we, like most people, go for Sunday drives. We went for Sunday flies. We would just, where do you want to go? Well, we haven't been to Kalamazoo before. Let's go there. So we'd hop on a plane to Kalamazoo, run around the airport, turn around, and come back. And after my parents got divorced, whenever we go stay the weekend with my dad, that was our babysitter. He would take us to work with him if he had to work, and he'd put us on a plane from Indianapolis to Pittsburgh, because that had a sandwich on it. And he'd give us each a roll of quarters, because Pittsburgh had a really neat game room. And then we would run around there and play for a while, and then hop a flight from Pittsburgh to Chicago, because that had a meal on it. And then we'd get a plane from Chicago to Indianapolis, and we'd get in about the time he was getting off work at night. And then we'd go to school the next day and tell everybody we had a $6 million babysitter. Well, I thought as kids, because I was the oldest and I was only like 13 or 14. So I thought we were doing this all on our own. I didn't know Dad had spies out all over the place.
Oh yeah.
So I thought we were, big badasses doing all this by ourselves. So we flew to Pittsburgh one time, and the flight from Pittsburgh to Chicago either got canceled or full, and we got bumped off, because when you fly free, paying customers come first.
Yep.
Well, whatever was going on, it was weather related. I remember that. whoever was supposed to be watching out for us didn't. And since we didn't know somebody was watching out for us, we didn't check in. And we just, when we got bumped off the flight, it's like, okay, you know, I knew how to read airline guides and stuff. So I just found us another flight, got us to Evansville instead. And then that had a flight from Evansville to Indianapolis that got in about the same time we were due in anyway. Well, when Dad lost track of us, he panicked. Because here the kids are out somewhere in the country and he had no idea where. Well, we didn't report to him because we didn't know he was checking on us. And we showed up, ironically, like just across the aisle from where we were supposed to be. So he was facing that Chicago flight, hoping we got off the plane. And all of a sudden we come up behind him and scared the bejesus out of him. And after that, he just gave us the pass and say, be back at 11. So that was all pre 9/11 and stuff. You know, kids couldn't do that now.
No, not now.
We ran all over the airports like they were our own personal playground. You know,
that's
we were
funny.
Littler kids. Dad would put us in, you know, those plastic carts they have for like loose luggage that they put on the conveyor belts.
Yeah,
He put us in those and let us ride all the way down to where they loaded up on the planes. And it's like,
can do that now.
oh yeah, I tried to do something like that now, you'd be thrown in the hoosgow for who knows how long. But that was,
we talking about those prisons.
yeah, exactly. But that was the kind of childhood we grew up with. We were travel related and all kinds of stuff. So going out and flying someplace or something, that's just the only thing I hated. Is as I grew up to be an adult, it sucked when I had to actually start paying for it.
Oh,
we were spoiled with doing it for free. It's like once you hit 18, you're no longer under your dad's pass anymore. So I had to actually pay for my own flights, and that really kind of blew.
Yeah, it might kind of bring down some of what you were able to do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You get a round trip now. Be back.
Well, I think that's why I do as much as I do now, because I'd always envisioned doing that, and now that I can, I'm doing it. So
yeah,
but of course,
that's
for many years, it wasn't able to do that. That's for sure.
Yep. But that's so cool, though. I mean, just to know that was kind of like what you had, and then you're doing it again. Well, I mean, you're not writing down the luggage things now, but I mean,
not really.
But we don't know if you are.
That would be funny. I would pay to see that.
Yeah, can you imagine me trying to go down a luggage thing now?
Listen, it'd be like this luggage just coming in and be like, nope, that's not mine. Nope, that's not mine. Nope, there's Dewey. Hi, Dewey. Bye. Okay, and then there. Oh, that was mine. And then you be like, Dewey, grab that on your way back around.
Even as a kid, I was tall enough that I had to kind of duck to keep from banging my head in him. I'd hate to imagine trying to do it now. I'd probably jam up the whole system.
Just like that. Just like that.
That'd just be, yeah, maybe that way I could get through it, but
yep.
But it was awesome to be able to do that kind of stuff and go to school the next day because you had a unique story nobody else had.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else was able to say that. How was your weekend? Oh, I went to Chicago, Pennsylvania, and Timbuktu for no reason over the weekend.
Like, people just thought that was so cool, and they were all so on. It's like so many people come up with all these interesting stories of things they do. It's like finally we always had something to one up them with.
Well, see, like I remember back then like if you flew alone, usually, they would give you your wings, you know, little metal wings, and you clipped it on you or whatever. And I know they stopped that for the longest time. I remember they stopped that. Yeah. But when the kids went to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and they came back, they had a set of wings. They were given a set of wings, and I'm like,
you don't find that very often.
And they were like, yeah, the captain gave us the wings, and I'm like, they don't do that now. So I made sure they put them away because those are things that, like, you know, one day they will cherish because that's not a common thing anymore. But I remember doing a lot of that when, you know, I was younger. It was like you go on, especially when you're alone, you get your wings. Like you look forward to that.
Yeah.
And I remember they didn't do that for a long time. And It was really interesting when they came back that they had wings. I was like, wait.
That was one thing I was really amazed at when I flew to Orlando this past weekend. The flight we were on, they had a stewardess that was wonderful with kids. Every kid that came in, of course, they're all going to Disney World because that's what they're going to Orlando for. So they all had their Disney wear of some sort on. So everybody came in. Oh, I just love your shirt. I love your jacket. I love your ears. She was just fussing and fuming over every kid that walked in that door. And half of them, she'd let them go in and see the pilots and stuff. And you can't do that anymore. That's rare.
Nope. But I remember doing that.
And I always sit in first class because I don't fit in coach. So I'm always right up front there. And I was loving it, watching her interact with all these kids because it just brought back all these memories of when I was a kid and they would fuss and fume over you as a kid. And
yep.
Like, oh, I know these kids that's going to be one of the highlights of their trip.
So mine isn't quite as exciting as yours, but you know, the metro trains, right?
Yeah.
Like in the major cities. So as you know, we lived in Virginia for that's where I was born and raised.
So he was born and raised on me.
And my dad used to work for the metro company up there. But he didn't do the rail part, he did the bus part. But one day we were on the rail. I don't remember where we were going, but we were sitting near where the train conductor is working, and he seen, I think it was just me and my mom, actually. I don't think my dad was with us. And he came out. There was not a lot of people. Of course, this is pre 9/11, but there wasn't very many people on the train. And he came out of his little compartment and offered me to come up and help, blow the horn and stuff. So it was really cool. He let me up where the train operator is. And every time you go under a tunnel, you got to blow the horn twice.
Oh, wow.
Come out, you got to blow the horn twice. So he brought me in just in time as we were going under some tunnels. And it was really cool. Was able to push the button to blow the horn.
I think it's really cool when the people like the stewardess or the conductor, things like that, really take an interest in like kids or younger people because they're really making an impact. Like you remember that,
Yeah.
those are things that make an impact on your life, even as an adult, and I think it's really awesome of them to take the time to actually care about that.
Yeah.
You don't really get a whole lot of that now,
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, society as a whole, we've gotten so everything changes so much over the decades that it just we're just not in the same kind of time. So when people can spend that kind of time to make a difference in a child's life, it's awesome because it doesn't take much. And the littlest thing can be so impressive to a kid because they're soaking all that up.
Like little wings.
Wings are blowing,
exactly.
Blowing the train horn.
Yeah, like those little things.
Yeah.
So that's why I was so impressed with that flight attendant that was just paying attention to every kid that walked in. It's like you saw those kids turn the corner and come walking down the aisle. They had the biggest grins on their faces.
And I guarantee you, probably most of those kids will remember that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
And that's, I think, one of the reasons why we're so big on involving the kids with, the channel and things like that, because, don't get me wrong, we did Paradise on our own. We plan on taking the camper out, on our own. Not often, but at least once in a while, because we need to be able to get out too.
Oh yeah.
But
it's new and they're just as excited as we are.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say no, you're not going on this trip yet. I will, but not yet.
Yeah. But I think
it's nice when you can involve the whole family like that.
And that's what I'm getting at. Like, I really want them to get that sense of unity, that family, the memories. I want them to, because we have a 13-year-old right now and she's
going on 30.
she's a challenge sometimes. Okay. And there are times where I know she says things like, how she doesn't want to hang out with us or whatever it may be. But I know that when she looks back on these times, she's going to be like, wow, I really am happy that they made us do this or made us go or made us whatever, or that they involved us or whatever. And so it's like, I know that sometimes it might be that challenge, like, okay, you're going to sit down and you're going to enjoy this game with us because that's what we're doing. So because I know eventually she'll look back and be like, wow,
like last weekend when we were boondocking, and this is a state park where we were doing it, and I let the kids bring their electronics to be on it at night.
When we cruise, no electronics ever come except for the phones that they get at night. That's it. Like we don't bring.
When we cruise, there's no service anyways.
But we don't really bring anything else that they can play on because like Casey's got switches and tablet and all these things that have downloaded things on. No, we don't do that. We don't do that.
So it was a constant, and this is one of the reasons why I didn't vlog it, because I want them to experience camping. It's been 6 years since they went camping, and I want them to, and they're
get outside.
Totally different from where they were 6 years ago.
Yeah, we brought dump trucks and sand toys.
But I want them to get outside and enjoy, ride your damn bike, do something outside.
You got so much of it.
And that was the biggest thing, is like, you can play your electronics at home whenever you want. You don't have you don't have this bike ride whenever you want. So yeah, it's a place that we'll probably go to a lot because it's down the street. It's 20 minutes down the road. But do something. Don't be on your electronics.
So at one point, we ended up we were like, okay, no more electronics. Like the rest of the day, just turn them off, put them away
until the sun goes down.
Yeah, and then we're like, we all of us grabbed our bikes. I'm like, let's just go. Let's ride down the path and let's just go. We ended up doing 3 miles on the bikes or whatever.
Yeah,
and they had fun because they were like, oh, do we have to? Like these are electronics, and it's like, why?
It gives them that exposure to trying and doing more things, and bringing them up like that is going to be so much beneficial for them as they grow up, because that will teach them that you're only limited by whatever you want to do. Right. And the more things that you allow them to do and experience, then they'll carry that on for the rest of their lives. And that is more valuable than any. Time is such an hard commodity to come by these days. And the more that people spend it together, the better. And that's been the one good thing, I think, out of all of this virus stuff, is it's forced a lot of people to spend some of that valuable commodity and learn what it's like for a change.
Yeah. Well, see, and this is where it was funny with this whole virus thing, is because a lot of people's lives were turned upside down. I mean, well, with your job, but other than that, like, we didn't really do much of anything different. Like, I homeschool the kids. I've homeschooled them for years now. So we were already, everybody's having a hard time homeschooling their kids. And I'm like, yeah, we've been doing it for like 3 years. Like, what do you need help with? Kind of thing. And, it's and spending time with each other. Like, we regulate the children's electronic time pretty regularly. Our live shows, they kind of get away with the fact that it's 10:42 and they're still on electronics versus being off at 9 on the weekends. But we let it go. But, for the most part, we regulate it. They can't get them for a certain time. They have to do certain things like chores. They have to spend at least an hour outside, like different things. But it's like we do a lot of family things. We obviously travel, we vlog, we just, for no reason, the other day I'm like, let's just go to the Shell Factory, which is like a little, I don't know how to explain, like a zoo,
it's kind of a
I don't know.
a zoo / petting zoo.
It's like a city petting zoo type thing, and there's some rides there, but like not very many, and they do a lot of random things there. But it's a cool little place. You go and you feed the animals. I mean, like you can feed the alligators there. You know, like it's pretty cool. So like for no reason, I'm like, do y'all just want to go to the shell factory? And they're like, yes, and
those are the kind of things that will teach them spontaneity. When you just get up and go because you want to and that you can. And it's like,
and we're famous for
if you constantly are manipulating everything and planning everything and stuff, it takes a lot of that creative thinking away from them because everything's laid out for people all the time. And, you need to be able to have that ability that you can just go and do what you want when you want to do it. And of course, I'm a prime example of that these days. It's like I'm just every time you turn around, I'm gone somewhere again. But,
I know we were really lucky that we were able to get you tonight.
yeah, you caught me in between trips. So.
Well, and that's one of those things. It's like when like Kaylin, she's recently come and like, hey, Mom, would you be okay? Can we go ahead and can we just go for a walk right now? Okay, sure, let's go. I usually, as soon as they try to like bring an idea to me, if it's within reason, I'm pretty on board with let's just do it because it's getting them into that cognitive, thinking of, let's do spontaneous. And which is what we have been really trying to instill in them, like don't expect things to go this way because anything can happen, So it's usually like if it's obviously, like I said, within reason, I'm not going to be like, let's go on a $1,000 shopping spree. No, sorry. You
would love to do that.
It depends on what we're shopping for,
or where.
It depends. Yeah,
I'm sure if I gave you a $1,000 Walmart gift card, you would.
I can easily spend that. I can Target even more so, but yeah, because I like getting like looking for the bargains. I love like thrift shopping. Good, you can give me a $1,000 Goodwill, and that would be gone in like what 2, maybe 3 hours. Like that's my thing.
One of the organizations I belong to, the statewide project this year is to collect tennis shoes and stuff, new and gently used, they call it, for the homeless people in shelters and stuff like that. Well, we've got a few members in our group that, I mean, how they're finding them, I don't know, but they can find these brand new shoes like for $2 a piece. But they're shopping like all over the place looking for those. And there's others of us that, I mean, I'm the kind of shopper, I go in, get what I want, and I'm back out. And that's my idea of shopping. So me and other people, we're like, here's $50, do what you can with it, because we know I buy $50, you're going to get 3 pairs of shoes. They're going to go and get, 25 pairs of shoes or something. So
I want to say goodnight to Lindy Lou.
Good night, Lindy Lou. Thank you for coming in and supporting us.
Lindy Lou, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. That's me. I know what I need, especially if it's that W store. I know what I need. Get in, get out, leave. I haven't touched it yet.
No, the camera, you made it blurry.
Anyway, I know what I need.
Okay, so like he drew this diagram, right? And he goes, when I walk into a store, boom, boom, right? When you walk into the store, you do all this, and then you come out. And I'm like, but how much fun did you have walking in and going out? When I go in, it's an adventure. You never know what you're going to walk out with. You never know what's going to happen.
And everybody's level of fun is different. Some people like to roam all over the store. Others of us consider it a drudgery.
Yes, that's me.
So I'm okay with doing the whole thing, and I'm definitely the thrifter.
She's the one that will be on one side of the store, to the other side of the store, back to the first side of the store.
It's like I bounce back and forth. He will, if he knows what he's got to get, he will make a plan. he'd be like, okay, I need to go to the automotive RV section, then over to the hardware, then I can go over to here, then there, and then I'm out. Like it's passed out for him.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I'm like,
and I'm like that too. When I hit any store, I usually it's the one I hit regularly. I know what I want, where it's at. I go get it, and I'm out.
You know, see, like if I go in, I have a list, okay, and I start.
She just goes down the list.
I do. I go down like the
Even
first one.
The 3 of them might be near each other, but they're not near each other.
3 zigzags to get there, huh?
Yeah, because if I say, okay, like we had our list, we went to Walmart before the live, and it was like we started over an RV, and then we went over to the craft section, and then we went back over, then we went to the shoes section, then we went up to the clothes section, then to the food section, then back over, and then back over this way, and then we checked out. But that's because when I put them on the list, I just put them on the list. I don't categorize them. But so then I got my list items, and then I have those stops in between. And it's, oh yeah, I needed that. Oh, I really want that. This would look great.
And believe it or not, as free flowing as I am now, I used to be a very rigid person. Matter of fact, my wife told me, said I needed to be more spontaneous. And I told her I can be spontaneous as long as it fits in my schedule. But that was the way I was. I was always, everything had to be done at the right time in the right place and all that stuff. Well, now, of course, my life is a whole lot different. And so she kind of helped instill a lot of that in me.
See, eventually he'll understand that this is more fun than.
Oh, I don't think this will ever be fun to me, but I have other ways to be spontaneous.
But okay, but in all seriousness, though, like we have fun sometimes when we go to Walmart because we find don't even play because we can make fun of a lot. Okay, we were just laughing when we were at Wawa. Okay.
Oh, the group of teenagers,
dude, it was funny, but. I mean, like we end up having some fun.
I love people watching.
Yeah.
Oh, I do too.
And Walmart has the most fun people to watch.
I gotta give you credit there. You are right. You're gonna find a lot of watching.
So when you go late, one time.
Oh my god. Late is the best time.
One time we were walking into Walmart. This was like a week ago. And this lady was bent over and touching.
I got that out of my sight.
Attaching this little bike trailer to her butt.
Oh my gosh.
She was an older lady, so things were very saggy.
And she was wearing booty shorts.
Booty shorts that when she bent over, they became thong shorts. And she was not wearing underwear. And things were flapping.
Oh no. Oh my gosh.
It was the worst thing ever.
Some things you don't want to see.
Some things you just can't unsee.
Oh, we were laughing so hard.
Hold on. There was some people walking behind us too.
And then they started talking and like laughing. I'm like, I get it. Dewey goes, I'm gonna go bang my head on this wall real quick, and they start laughing. I mean, like, so that's fine. Like, okay, you didn't want to walk over to Walmart. If we didn't walk over to Walmart from the dollar store, I mean, you wouldn't have had
that opportunity.
I would have been okay with missing that opportunity.
It's funny when you see all those memes about Walmart people and stuff and all the different forms. The funny thing is everybody laughs at them and stuff, but they're so darn true.
I know.
You can really see that.
You could go, especially the one up the street from here.
Yep.
You could go to Walmart, hell now, and see some crazy people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And there's just
that scene will never be unseen. I mean, that was like the worst.
Yeah. Yep.
But, I mean, we've seen. I will say there was this one time where this bigger girl was wearing something that was like
For a smaller girl?
something was probably like for a child.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
We're talking like the shirt barely came to like her nipple line. I mean, like, and they were like squished and like flopped over.
Oh my
And
goodness.
like it stopped like right under her boobs, and then like so there was like rolls on rolls on rolls, and then like her shorts were probably all of like this much length, and they even had holes in it. And I'm like, oh my God. And like you want to say something so bad because you know that they're getting made fun of.
Oh yeah. And
But
it's like how can they not understand and realize that? Oh.
But you want to be like, okay, so what not to wear? Okay. Let me walk you over to where you should be wearing. Okay. Like I'm a bigger girl, don't get me wrong, like, but I'm not gonna sit here and try and fit into something that's,
Yeah.
3 sizes too small. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean you see all sorts of things. All sorts of guys dress up girls. I've seen it. I've seen this one guy, older guy, short, very white hair, in a dress and clip-on earrings, and
Oh no.
I mean, like, but he was wearing like work boots.
Oh my gosh.
You see it.
That kind of reminds me of a customer we used to have come into the hotel because we had a dining room in our hotel as well. And it was a guy dressed up as a gal, but he didn't ever bother to shave or put on makeup or anything. So he was still the ugly guy, but he still had a wig and a dress on, and he'd have like guy shoes on. It's like wasn't even coordinated. I mean, come on now. Pull off one style or the other, but
that's what it's like. Okay, so it's like you either go for it or you don't go for it. Like, if you go for it, that's your style. Great, cool.
He just looked silly, is all it ended up looking. So
exactly, go for it. Don't like, yeah. Don't like half butt it. But yeah, Walmart, you see it all. So see, it doesn't always pay.
It does.
No, it's better to be spontaneous and just kind of go with the flow of everything. And so we try to
still your way, I'll flow my way.
Your way is very
in and out.
Yeah.
Dwight and I would get along good. We do this. I've gotten real good with this stuff about, hey, you can call ahead and you don't even have to go in the store now.
Yep.
Bring it
right Target pickup is like one of my favorite things right now.
Yeah.
Yes, but what else has that gotten us bad? Like really bad at? Amazon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so my Amazon driver knows me better than my family now.
Yeah.
Amazon and UPS.
Our UPS guy knows us too.
Like he notices the smallest changes at our house too. So like and that's really sad. That's when it's really sad. He goes, like, when we had just gotten our driveway redone, he commented, he goes, "Oh, you redid your driveway." And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I really like it." Or like when I changed my fish in my pond, he goes, "You don't have the little black ones anymore. You have koi in here." I was like, "Yeah, I just changed it last week." Like,
they're coming too often when they notice that kind of
stuff. Yep.
So we've never had Amazon Prime before, so I decided to go ahead and buy a year's worth of Amazon Prime. Well, getting our money's worth out of it. Let's just put it that way.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Listen,
that was the best investment I ever did.
Your dad's not watching, right?
I don't know.
Well, by the time they do this, like
tonight,
we're gonna pretty much do all of this. Okay, so we're doing the prank early because April Fool's, like, we're gonna be gone for. But with all the Amazon boxes I have, and I've collected some from a lot of my friends, we are taping these boxes. I've been collecting. My entire garage is full of Amazon boxes. We are taping them back up, and we're going to place them at her house.
Oh my goodness!
Like Amazon came and like dropped off a crap load of boxes. He's going to freak. I think your dad's going to freak out even more, though.
When she's done, I want them to build a box.
Yeah, because he's going to be like, you spent all this money. Yeah, but I really think your mom's going to.
Oh.
Box for it.
A box fort.
When you're done with the box.
But yeah, I mean, we've got literally. I'm gonna have to like take pictures and stuff. But my garage is like they were in our room, but then they started flowing out to the living room. So then we just stuck them all in the garage. The entire garage is full.
You know, and that's what's happened with me a lot too since my wife died and I'm by myself. I'm bad about starting projects and then I don't get them finished. So I've got pieces of projects all over the place, including my garage. The car don't fit in the garage anymore. Yeah. And it's like one of these days, if I ever finish them all, then, I'll have a lot of things done. Whether or not they're useful or not, it's a different story. But I'm the kind of person it's like squirrel. I walk out and walk in a room and I start something else. And, before you know it, I've got everything going and I buy all this crap for these different projects and I never finish them. So I've got all this stuff and it's like, and now when I keep thinking about, well, one of these days I want to move to Florida so I'm closer to the source of travel. Wow. You know how long it's going to take me to clear out all the junk I have here? Oh.
I'm like that when it comes to cleaning. I will, let's just say I start in the kitchen. Okay. I'll start in the kitchen and I'll start wiping things out. I'm like, oh, well, this doesn't belong here. So I'll move it to the next room. Like, let's say it's in the bathroom. I'll start putting it away. I'm like, oh, this isn't really organized. So I'll reorganize the bathroom, set up, start cleaning that, find out there's things in the bathroom that don't belong. So I, take it to like the room and then it's the same process. It's like, oh, it's not organized. So I redo that and then I'm cleaning. And then it's like, I find something else that's maybe I got to start the laundry. So I start the laundry and then it's like, oh my God, this is a mess. I start, by the time he gets home and I'm like just getting back to the kitchen, he'll be like, what'd you do? And I'm like, I was very busy today. And he's like looking around, only half of like each room is done because I get sidetracked to the next room. That's me.
There's one person in this world right now that I'm extremely thankful to have, and that's my housekeeper. She comes every 2 weeks. And if it wasn't for her, I'd probably look like a hoarder. Because of her, I actually put some things away once in a while that should be put away because I know if I don't, when she comes and cleans, when I come home, I won't find anything because she'll put it away where she thinks it should be if it's out of place. So that keeps me from I've got a 2-week spell. That's the worst I can get before I know I have to get things put away.
That's funny.
But if it wasn't for her, I'd probably look like a hoarder because I'd have more stacks than room to walk in.
So like, I don't mind cleaning. I kind of enjoy it especially when I'm by myself. I like to clean because I can like play the music. I got my own groove. I can do whatever I'm going to do. Sometimes the kids get in the way. So like, I really like cleaning when I'm by myself. But I hate dusting. I hate dusting fans, to be specific. I don't do it. I refuse to do them. I hate dusting fans. When we lived in Virginia, I actually paid someone to come and dust my fans. Like, that's it. Just come dust my fans. I'll throw you whatever, like $50. Cool. Dust them once a month. Right? I don't dust fans. Now Caitlin's learning to do the fans. I'm like, go dust the fans. I will deep clean the entire house. You go dust my fans.
Yeah, that's why. As proud as my wife may be about my traveling, I'm sure she's very disappointed in me and my my organization and my housekeeping skills. Because she would have had a cow by now if she was still alive.
But at least you took this proper steps in getting a house cleaner.
Yeah, and we had that even before she died because it was too hard for her. But I mean, if she saw the garage like that now, oh my gosh, she would just go into conniptions. She wouldn't. She always thought the garage was messy enough as it was that we could only fit one car in our 2-car garage. And she was always asking me to get it cleaned out. If she saw it now, Oh, I would have
Morning.
you know what ringed in a heartbeat.
That's funny.
All right. Well, Dewey, I appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us for 2 hours, and it's been great and fun. And thanks for coming on.
Definitely have to do this again because I really enjoyed it.
I've had a lot of fun, and I'm glad you guys, wanted to have me on. And it kind of it gets me used to what it's like to be online. So when I start my show now, so
there you go. We're looking forward to that. We'll catch it next week. Definitely.
We'll be there.
Well, I hope I can be a success at it. So
you
if
will.
not, no big deal. I still have fun watching everybody else's. So.
There you go.
But I think I'll enjoy it.
Just be yourself.
Yep.
No, that's all you gotta do.
That's the biggest thing I can offer. Just be yourself.
I obviously don't have a problem talking, so
neither do I. So we're good.
so it'll probably work out well for me. So, but I'm looking forward.
You'll do good. You'll do good.
Thanks again, guys, for having me up here. I've had a great time. I'm glad you had extra time because we just had twice as much fun. So.
Oh, I know. I first when we first learned we had to do their hour, or we were going to do their hour, I'm kind of like 2 hours. Like I don't even know what I'll talk about for 2 hours. Now, like when he's like, "Okay, we're gonna leave," I had to look at the clock. I'm like, "Oh my god, it's already been 2 hours."
Well, see, you picked a good person to help fill the 2 hours time with. I can rattle on.
I appreciate it. All right. Well, thank you for coming on. We really, really appreciate it. And I had a blast.
Yep,
my pleasure. I can't wait to get to meet you guys in person. So
tell everybody again when your live is going to be real quick next week.
It's going to be Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And it's called Just Dewey It Travels Through Life. So I'm going to kind of be mixing in my philosophies on life with travel stories. And I'm hoping to kind of find all kinds of gaps and fill them in with my show. So I think it'll be fun.
It will be. That'd be awesome. All right. We'll be there. Thanks again.
Thanks again, Dewey.
Thanks, guys. Have a great evening.
You too.
All right. So, yeah, I didn't realize what time it was.
Yep. Sorry. I had fun. Absolutely. I really enjoyed him coming on and hanging out with him.
Yep. So yeah, I guess it's time for us to get the heck out of here, huh?
Yeah, but I gotta wait for you to get ready for the button.
Button?
That's
close enough. Doesn't want to cooperate.
All right, you ready?
I was born ready.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. And this is Us and More, and we're living life to the fullest. Bye, guys.